Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Ooni of Ife's palace stood attention as Metete allegedly moved back her belongings to the palace. I can't be used and dumb. This is not happening, as she was crying while moving her things back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Hey. Okay, it's not the small something. The fear of Queen Naomi is the beginning of everything. No, it's not the small thing. No. You know that when that drama happened, when she felt that the Ooni of Ife was going to introduce her to the world. And time went by and went by and went by. Ooni of Ife did not do anything to do that introduction. Now, what is the introduction? We have that the Ooni of Ife provided cow for the family again. Some people say 1 cow, some people say 2 cows. They went to see Metete's family. But you know, this whole thing was happening during the period where the Ooni of Ife said to his Oloris that more wives were coming into the palace. And then he was still not okay with Olori Naomi. Naomi had made up her mind at that time that she was going to remarry. She was not returning back to the palace and all of that. So that situation kind of confused the monarch. And the monarch was not willing to continue to beg Olori Naomi. And the monarch started making adjustments on how to bring in Oloris. But this information right here is not to say he's not going to bring the Oloris. He will bring the Oloris. They said more Oloris are even still coming. Okay. Now, the reason why this new set of Oloris are likely to come into the palace is because before he settled with Olori Naomi, they said commitments have already been made. And he has told Olori Naomi that he will go ahead and bring these Oloris and put them in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. But Naomi did not bother again this time because she will not be in the palace. One of the biggest problems Olori Naomi has is the crowd. She doesn't want it. She does not. She wants to be on her own. She wants to stay on her own. She wants to focus on her husband. She has no energy for all of this competition and negative energy, negative vibe here and there. She doesn't want it, right? So right now, with everything that they have told Olori Naomi, the kind of education they have given, traditional education, they have given to Olori Naomi, I do think that there might not even be a problem anymore with Olori Naomi. Should Ooni of Ife go and bring 100,000 wives to the palace, that will not be Olori Naomi's business, because Olori Naomi wants to be on her own, and they are making it possible for her to be on her own. Her respect and everything is still intact. The way Ooni went about it and the way the Yoruba elites came to, make sure that she was fine is enough for Olori Naomi. But that is not what this is about. So when things were not working between Ooni of Ife and Olori Naomi, Ooni of Ife had decided that he was going to bring more Oloris into the palace, and Metete happens to be one of those Oloris. Now, shortly after, they said they gave Metete's family a cow and did some of the things they were supposed to do. Not complete. They said Metete was feeling that it was time for Kabiyesi to introduce her to, the world. But this introduction is not forthcoming. Kabiyesi is not forthcoming with the introduction, and I was not forthcoming with the introduction. Metete ran out of patience, got upset, left. As a matter of fact, they said she came to the palace and moved all her things. That you remember throughout the period she did that, her birthday, 1 week birthday celebration, she was going from the palace. She was in the palace. She was basically staying in the palace to a point where she started struggling space with Ikpi and all of that. Now she came to the palace and she moved everything that she was not ready to do it again and all of that. But why I laughed and I screamed, I said the fear of Queen Naomi when I started this video is because when she did everything she did, she had expected that Kabiyesi would go for her and beg her, maybe whine before her, come back, I love you, I'm going to make it this, I'm going to make it that. They say Kabiyesi did not answer her till today. That Kabiyesi did not answer her till today. And they said that is the reason why She now came back with a gift of a BMW, which Kabiyesi rejected. After Kabiyesi rejected it, she went and brought her things back to the palace. And that is where they said, for her friends, her families, they're saying that she cannot be used and dumb. They'll go ahead, they'll do the marriage. She needs to be patient. She needs to be there. I say, okay, now don't be patient. When you see what others are going through, you carry yourself. You who has a position as a commissioner in Canada, you carry yourself and you want to come and put inside. You will cry the cry that they have been crying. Now, is it a small something? It is not a small something, no, as we are hearing it. They say she says she cannot be used and dumb. That Kabiyesi will marry her. She don't pack her kaya again, no. They say she don't bring and come inside the palace of the Ooni of Ife. That same house where she be a complaint that time. You have to give me a befitting apartment. You know where I stay in Canada? You have been there. I stay in a 5-bedroom duplex. I need a space. I cannot reduce my quality of life because I want to get married. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. You love me. You want me. You have to give me a befitting apartment and all of that. They say her eyes was in that former Yeye Oluwa's apartment where Ikpi has inherited right now. That she thought that it would be a very simple thing to push Ikpi out and take there. But it did not work out for her. She realized that the palace is not a joke. The things that, a lot of people have been saying it's true that it's not easy. You want to survive in the palace as a wife to the Ooni of Ife, you must be very strong. She has seen it now. They say she went to Canada, stayed in Canada for about a month now. And Kabiyesi did not say pim. Kabiyesi did not say poho to her. And now she has come back to Nigeria and she has brought her things back into the palace. And now she is very defensive that all of those things that they heard, that they said, that she was going to press charges against Kabiyesi, that she never said it. She could never have said that. And one thing that is very, very, as in the palace is good for, is, they always talk, like gossip, hey. That was the reason why Olori Naomi left that place before, because she couldn't cope. And that's the same reason why Olori Naomi is saying that she cannot stay in that place with anybody, because one thing that they do not do, they do not mind their business. They are in everybody's business. Everybody's in everybody's business, and that happens to be one of the reasons why it's been very, very difficult for Olori Naomi to return back to that palace. So as we are hearing what is going on right now, they said Metete has come back to come and reclaim what she left behind, that they cannot use her, they cannot dump her like that. She's not a small girl. She's been in a relationship with Kabiyesi for the longest of time. They have come a long way. Kabiyesi is the love of her life, and she loves Kabiyesi so much. She cannot just get up and get going. Whatever, she is ready to stay. They say she is begging. A family is begging. Everybody is begging. Now, one thing about these women is that they will beg, but the next time you check, they'll start putting pressure on the man again. And they are all aware that the reason why Kabiyesi is no longer enthusiastic about all of these things because of Olori Naomi. May God help and keep our Olori Naomi safe. This is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.